So if I had to give you just one tip on how to create an Upwork profile that will actually get you clients and that will actually help you stand out from other competitors, then it will be in this video. Just before we jump in, I've been the direct response copywriter for Tai Lopez for almost 1.5 years now. I've landed him without hopping on a single sales call and 90% of my other copywriting clients through Upwork. And I've been on the platform for about 2 years now. I'm a top rated plus freelancer. So that means that I'm the top 3% on Upwork of freelancers. And I do have a lot of experience when it comes to Upwork. I would say I've helped over 150 other copywriters get clients through Upwork who went through my programs. And so everything that I say in this video comes from my own experience. I just wanted to use this as a small disclaimer here before we jump into anything so that you actually know that I'm credible and I'm just not speaking of my ass. All right. So if there is a chance that anyone recommended you to do Upwork, or you've heard from people, hey, you should do Upwork as a copywriter to get clients, and it brought you to this video, then you're in the right place. And I'm actually quite happy for you, because what I'm about to share with you is something that actually is quite simple, but it is something that will change the game for you, how you view Upwork and how you're going to use it. So the number one tip that I would give you in terms of creating your profile, because that is something when you start out, you want to have a really, really good profile, right? That is very important. And there's going to be a little bit some other small tips that I'll also touch on. The number one tip though is, first of all, use your copywriting skills in your Upwork profile description and in your Upwork profile creation. What does that mean? Well, you're a copywriter, you're a marketer. You need to know how to market yourself well, and you need to know that it's important to hook people in. So the first couple lines of your profile description need to be super intriguing and super important. And that is something where you basically use your copywriting skills to hook people in, just like you would in a sales page. And that brings me to the next thing, is you need to view it as kind of like a sales page. And how do you view a sales page of a new product from a client that you would write right now? Basically, you will do tons of research. You would see what the positioning of the product is. You'd see what the target audience of the product is, and those sorts of things. That's exactly what you want to do on Upwork as well, just with yourself as a freelancer and with your copywriting abilities as a service that you're selling in this sales page, which is your Upwork profile. And so you need to think about, what is my unique mechanism here? I'm a copywriter, right? And there's tons of other copywriters. Like there's thousands of other copywriters on Upwork. What is my unique mechanism? And that is, most of the time, that's what we think, right? If we create a sales page for a client, we're like, all right, what is your unique mechanism? How is it different to other things? And that's basically how we're going to win people to buy our product versus some other people's products. And that's exactly what you need to ask yourself. Is like, why should people choose me over all the other people? And that's basically where you focus most of your profile description on. And then you also target, or you also qualify your target audience to it, where you're like, okay, I'm writing for e-commerce brands, I'm writing for SaaS companies, I'm writing for whatever, info product businesses, so that people who come onto your profile know who you're actually writing for. But what the main thing is in your Upwork profile that should stand out is basically, what are your qualifications? Where have you learned from copywriting from? Where do you take your most of your marketing knowledge from? Which clients have you worked with? What businesses have you learned from, right? All of these things are things that make you unique as a copywriter. And I'm going to give you an example on how I use my mechanism, my unique mechanism, and how I position myself on my Upwork profile to be unique to other copywriters. So I do have a bunch of experience working with Tai Lopez, right? That already should be a unique mechanism for me, because not everyone can say that. Sure, there are copywriters who have also worked with big companies, which they can then use as their unique mechanism. But once again, since you as a person have your own unique experience, you will always be unique to other people. So that means you are your own unique mechanism. So just because someone has worked with this flashy company and you haven't, doesn't mean that you're not unique. And so I could take working with Tai Lopez as a unique mechanism, and I partly take that too. But then there's another unique mechanism that is even more unique than just working with a big brand. And for me, that is, I have my own copywriting programs, and I have my own programs where I even show copywriters how to get clients on Upwork. And so if I am writing for info product and coaching niche, then that is something that sets me apart with like 99% of copywriters on Upwork, because most of them are only quote unquote copywriters for that niche, which means they are experienced in that niche. But I am not just a copywriter for that niche, which makes me experienced in that niche, but I'm actually in that niche too. I'm actually a business owner in that niche. So an info product business owner could relate to me so much more than just like with a copywriter in that niche, because I know exactly the fulfillment process. I know the systems behind those things. I know the funnels, and I know all of these things that other copywriters, they're not involved in. Like I have my own coachings, I have my own info products, I have my own stuff. And that is something that makes me unique. And that's something that I put into my profile description too, because why not? It doesn't mean that I have worked with all of these top big brands. I mean, I've also worked with big brands, don't get me wrong, but that is something that ultimately sets me up and makes me different to other copywriters. And now you got to ask yourself, what is this key thing? What are these 2 or 3 key things that make me so much different to other copywriters, where business owners would look at it, or where especially business owners in your niche that you're trying to target would look at this profile and be like, okay, this is our man. This guy is different to all these other copywriters. I will give him a shot. And that's ultimately what it all comes down to. It ultimately comes down to, on Upwork, you already have warm leads. You already have people who are interested in what you have, like the service that you're offering. They already want that service. All you need to do now as a freelancer, as a copywriter, is not convince them now that copywriting is what they need. They need an email sequence. They need a landing page. They need whatever. They already know that. Now you need to convince them that you are the one who's going to deliver that for them, and that you are the best choice that they have. And so that's something you want to reflect on your profile and on your profile description, as well as past experiences, like the sections on your profile on Upwork. There's past experiences, there's employment history, all of those things you can tailor how you want. Like one of my past experiences on my profile is that I have a copywriting community. And now obviously that is something that is not related to copywriting at all. But when I have my target audience there, when I have like an info product business owner coming to my profile, he might think, oh shit, I also have a community and he also has a community. And if I can get him as a copywriter, I might get more value out of this guy than just someone who can write my emails for me. But he might help me with other things too, because he understands the business better. And so that is my overall message. Authority building and social proof, just building trust on your Upwork profile, doesn't always have to be through working with big brands in the copywriting space. It can be your own personal experience. Just think about how you would leverage that, and the rest will work. And I mean, you're a copywriter. You should know how to sell yourself. You are basically the guy who should sell things on written text. So if you don't know how to sell yourself first on written text through an Upwork description or something like that, then you're probably not the guy who's going to make it anyways. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you took some value here. Check out my other programs. I talked about some of my programs in this video. Just if you need some help with Upwork outreach, cold email outreach, or just copywriting in general, I have tons of programs. You can check them out. I also have some free resources obviously below. You can check my copywriting swipe file. You can check my other YouTube videos and my free Discord community to connect with other copywriters. And I hope to see you in the next video. Click like and subscribe to not miss any more of these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.